Romantic relationships can be quite a complicated and twisted thing if you try to figure out why someone behaves this or that way, especially if your partner or date is a girl. In this video, we will explain why she doesn't initiate texts but responds the second you send a message to her. You will be surprised to learn that there can be several different reasons for this. You'll also learn how to gently encourage her to text you more frequently and initiate your conversations. What does it mean if she never texts me first but always replies? When the girl never initiates the text, you may be left asking yourself if she is that into you after all. This can leave you with a lot of disturbing thoughts. She never initiates texts but always responds when I do. Why do I always text her first? Why doesn't she text me first? Am I unimportant to her? Should I always text her first? If you have found yourself asking these questions, you are about to be exposed to how the mind of women works. You'd understand exactly what is going on and learn why she never texts first. With the new knowledge, you can commit to improving the relationship and even letting go of stress. Do girls text first? Although there's a general belief that ladies love to be chased, a quick look at honest feedback from the public reveals that this may not always be the case with girls. According to a thread on Quora, a girl can text first when she likes someone. However, before a girl does this, she must be sure that the person she is texting is also interested in pursuing a relationship. This is because she doesn't want to be the one who does all of the chasing while the other person relaxes and enjoys the thrill. Then again, although girls may not mind texting first, a quick look at this feedback suggests that they may pull back almost immediately if it feels like they are trying to reach a person who isn't giving back the same energy as they are giving. Do girls ever text first? The simple answer is yes. Here are 10 reasons why she never initiates text but always responds. 1. She enjoys being chased. Some girls enjoy the thrill of the chase and getting guys to text them first. It sounds a bit silly if you two have some awesome conversations back and forth, but it's true. If this is the case, there's not much you can do about it except try and wait for her to make the first move. It might be frustrating, but you'll just have to be patient. It's a great way to see how much she's into you. 2. She is honestly busy. This may not be what you want to hear, but you need to consider the possibility that the reason she hardly texts you first is that she has a lot going on in her life at the same time. If she has to deal with a lot of pressure from work, a competitive work environment, and even the burden of being a goal-getter, you may have to come to terms with the fact that she may not always be available to text you. This may not mean that she is not into you. 3. It's a priority thing as she's texting a lot of other guys. Texting can be a real challenge, especially if you're communicating with multiple people. If she's always texting other guys and never has time for you, it could indicate that you're not a priority for her. It sounds harsh, but it's a reality that you need to consider. If this is the case, you could try to talk to her about it and see where you stand in her life. You might not be a priority to her, but if she's special to you, then you deserve to know where you stand. 4. She may be an introvert. Introverts are known to prefer their own company above all else. This occasionally seeps into their social lives and even how frequently they text people. If you are trying to get over an introvert, sending her a lot of text messages might not be the best idea. If she is an introvert, start by opening up to her first and making her know that she can trust you. Then, open up the communication lines and allow her to reach out to you at her pace. As time goes by, the narrative that she never texts first will begin to change. 5. She finds it difficult to know what to text first. Texting is hard for some people, especially if they're trying to start a conversation with someone they don't know very well. There are so many things that could go wrong, and she may be nervous about saying the wrong thing, or might be anxious about being left hanging. If this is the case, try and take the lead and help her out by sending the first text and explain that you'd love to just hear from her first sometimes, no matter if she just sends a smiley emoji. 6. She is not yet sure of what she feels for you. If she can't put her finger on what she feels about you, she may find it difficult to text you first. Usually, ladies text you first when they feel something strong and positive about you. If she hasn't yet gotten to this point, it may be the reason why she never texts first. 7. She has come to terms with the routine. Humans love routines, and if she has come to associate your relationship as one where you always text first, you may have a hard time getting her to try leading the text conversation at some point. If this is the case, she may worry that she's breaking the pattern if she texts you first. To navigate this situation, you may want to try having an open and honest conversation about your feelings and let her know that it is okay to start the conversation sometimes. 8. You text so often that she doesn't get a chance to text first. You might think that you're not texting her enough, but she might see that as the opposite and you don't even realize it. If you text her all the time, she might feel like she doesn't need to text you first, as she knows you'll always be texting her in the not-so-distant future. But try and find a balance between texting her often enough to keep your relationship exciting, but not so often that she feels overwhelmed by it. 9. She's self-conscious about bugging you. Some girls just feel self-conscious about things. It's possible she doesn't want to be a bother and feels like she's bothering you if she texts you all the time. This is especially true if you don't usually respond right away when she does text you. But it's usually just how some girls think, and it's pretty hard to change. 10. She isn't skilled at starting conversations. It takes a lot of mental strength to start conversations. And starting conversations is what you are asking for when you want a girl to text you first. She may shy away from texting first if she is convinced that she doesn't like starting conversations. To navigate this situation, start with having honest conversations around it and let her know that there isn't any pressure for her to say anything right or wrong. A simple way to help would be to encourage her to see you as a friend who wouldn't get annoyed when she decides to be herself in a conversation. Over time, she would start getting more comfortable around you. 11. She just wants to be friends and not lead you on. It's possible she just sees you as a friend and doesn't want to lead you on by giving you the impression she likes you more than that by texting you first. She's probably thinking that if she texts you first, it might give off the wrong idea and she doesn't want to risk ruining your friendship. This is a tough one, but if you like her and you make it obvious by the way you text, even if you didn't think you were being obvious, she might be trying to pull back. It's important to realize that sometimes it can be difficult to get a girl to text you first. Some girls are just used to only texting when a man texts them. It's just the way they're wired. But as time goes on in your relationship with this girl, you need to figure out how you can get her to text you first to make the relationship more balanced. Nonetheless, just be fair and address the issue before you assume her reason for not texting you first. If you let her know that you notice it, she's likely to give you a reason behind why that is. Just trust her. If you don't, move on. Remember, there's nothing without trust. There are plenty of fish in the sea because ain't nobody got time for no half-assed love. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.